Will you consider this? Everything old is new again, and then we have new stuff going to the old stuff. And Susie Poppenhaus is here with the Peoria Historical Society to tell me what all is cooking in this historical city.
This is a historical city. It is rich in history. We have coming up our beloved Holiday Home Tour, which is coming up in December. It will be December 7th and 8th.
Okay.
It'll be a Saturday night and a Sunday afternoon. We have our holiday or our house museums.
Yeah,
that
the
we
Patton
own.
Gilmoran and the Flanagan.
Yes.
And they're decorated.
They're
to the
decorated,
nines.
absolutely. Interestingly, I'll give you a little hint. The Patton Gilmoran House is doing a theme this year on Block and Cool.
Oh, cool.
It was Block and Cool before
And
it became Carson's.
Carson Ferry Scott, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
And
All
now
right.
it's the OSF building down on Adams Street. So some kind donors who collect the memorabilia have lent it to Patton Gilmoran, and there will be displays in each room trying to depict each department within the store.
How neat.
So just to give you a little teaser there, so it will be great.
And you can buy tickets in advance.
Yes.
And when you go to the website, and then you have something special. You have a VIP.
We have a VIP tour. The general admission, the costs are not changing. It's $20 if you purchase by December 4th, and then it is $25 at the door. We also offer a VIP tour, which has really grown in popularity over the years. It's $100. Again, the price hasn't changed from the previous years. With that $100, you attend a light cocktail party prior to the tour, and then you're shuttled to each location on the tour.
So you park at location number 1.
Yes.
And you're toured all around.
And then you're toured all around, and you're brought back to your car at the end of it. You don't have to worry about parking other than the initial parking spot at place number 1. And then you're shuttled around, and everybody loves it. It's a great time. We will have, and it's limited because of the number of seats on the shuttles, but we will offer them both on Saturday evening as well as Sunday afternoon.
So how does it work? So people can start at a different place each time.
Yes, the VIP is the exception because we try to have 2 shuttles going different
to
ways.
and from.
Yes, but if you're a general ticket holder, you can start at any home or location that you want to, and finish. You can split the ticket up if you can't finish them all Saturday night. You can
go on
Sunday.
See, that is appealing to the consumer.
It is. It is, and we're very excited. Again, another little teaser. If any of you have eaten at Kelleher's across the street, Pat Sullivan and his lovely wife Lark and his son Sean and his wife Maureen are opening up their condos, which is right next to Kelleher's, and they will be open for the tour this year as well. They're fabulous, if I might add. But we're going to keep the others a secret. They'll be on the ticket once when you purchase them. They'll be online at 309tix.com within the next few weeks to be able to purchase.
Fun.
Yes.
Fun.
Yes.
So, and a lot of people know a very little bit of history about the city of Peoria and the whole area. It's not just the city of Peoria.
Right.
But you have taken some programs to various locations to bring other people in and kind of educate them on how special this area is.
We have. This year we developed a members and programs committee, and they are phenomenal people. Have come up with some great ideas. Earlier this year, we did 2 sessions at Springdale Cemetery Mausoleum, very well attended, learning all sorts of things about people buried within Springdale, the history of some of the their past, et cetera. Very, very interesting. I continue to say that every time I'm with someone from the Historical Society, whether it's a social gathering or a session like at Springdale, I learn something new every single time.
Which is
fascinating.
It is.
We had a garden tour over in West Peoria on Moss. That was, again, very well attended and loved. We recently had a tour of Lincoln, the library branch, and the attendees got a tour of the entire from top to bottom and loved it. And we're told the history of that building, and so many fun things that, and places that we're getting into that you might not normally get into and get to see. So, you need to check our website and, check for the events. We have bus tours that we offer every summer, and we are just finishing up those. We have the Haunted Peoria tour going on again this weekend, and it's sold out, and in fact we had to get a larger bus to accommodate all of the people that wanted to go on that.
But isn't it fascinating that you find people who are grasping some knowledge about our roots?
Yes, yes. And those that will share it with us, the ones that are well studied, very interesting. They know this. Our tour guides for the bus tours, for example, know the city inside and out. And what's interesting, two different people can give the same tour, and they bring different items and information to the tours, and it's fabulous. It's just fabulous. Our mission for Peoria Historical Society is to preserve, share, and celebrate Peoria's rich history. So with the tours, with the events that go on at our house museums, the Pettengill Morin House and Flanagan House, we're sharing the stories of what took place back in the day. And it's fascinating. It really is.
So you're coming up with these ideas, and you've got some new blood and some young blood coming in who, they're showing an interest in stepping up and learning about where we've come from.
Exactly. And as we know, the young people are our future. And we are trying to, get more involved and interested in Peoria's history, in the Historical Society. And we're always trying to come up with new ideas. We do have some young people on our board who are always coming up with great ideas that would interest their age group. And so next year, in 2025, we hope to have additional programs such as Springdale or the garden tour, et cetera. But they're coming up with additional items, things that it would interest people.
Right.
And, or younger people, I should say. So we'll be looking forward to sharing that. In fact, I was given, and I have to refer to my notes because,
That's fine.
you know me, my...
We're historic.
We are
Think about it,
historic.
Susie.
That's exactly.
In the whole scheme of things. Yeah.
Exactly. We are going to have programs at the Children's Home on Knoxville and at the Père Marquette. And we have a brand new exhibition about Southtown Peoria. I've been able to sit in on a couple of the meetings, and the ladies are just incredible. The stories that they share and the pictures that they have of what was once Southtown. Now, where the Civic Center is now,
Right.
and, the buildings that were torn down, et cetera. And so we'll be presenting that or sharing that in 2025. Very excited about
What fun.
sharing that.
Enlightening.
Very enlightening. Again, you learn something new every time.
All the time.
You are around any of these new topics. So, yeah. So
You also have some community-sponsored programs. So this is also a new idea.
This is a new idea that we are hoping to kick off at the beginning of 2025, if not sooner, just to encourage corporate, whether it's a company or partnership with us, to help us share the stories, because our saying is, you're already a part of our history, so why not get involved with us
Right.
and help us to continue these stories. We have our house museums, as we all know, are old. The Flanagan House is the oldest standing home in Peoria.
Yes.
And as we all know, old homes require a lot of maintenance.
Boy, oh boy, do I know.
Yeah,
that.
I know. Yes.
You do too.
Yes. And so we're always seeking ways to raise money, and we have some generous donors. But we think with the corporate sponsorship, it will not only help us to get the word out about the history of Peoria, to be able to share things, but we also do want to be able to maintain our properties and continue to present them in the former glory that they once were.
Well, so raising money, so you have the Henri de Tonti Award, and that's a fundraiser. What other ways do you make money to support the Peoria Historical Society?
Well, yes, the de Tonti event, which
was in November.
It was in November. And that is our largest fundraiser. Second is the Holiday Home Tour. And then we do have other events that we do. They're on a smaller scale, and there are events held at each of the house museums.
Right, and that's another thing people need to know, because it's not just the historical. You get to come in and see how they lived.
Yes.
You can have weddings there. You can have baby showers. You can have tea parties there. You can do any number of things.
You can, and they're beautiful locations, beautiful landscaping, the yards. For those who haven't been to Flanagan House, I think back in the day it was the front yard.
Right.
Yes, anything that was on the riverside would have been considered the front door, and the view is breathtaking.
It is.
Pettin-Gilmore, the backyard. It would be the backyard. It's gorgeous as well. There's always work going on in both places to keep up the beauty of it. So if you excuse me a second.
Okay, all right. So it's one of those seasons.
My apology.
So how did you get involved in Peoria Historical Society? You retired from CAT.
I retired from CAT after 40 years, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I took some time. But you do have to stay involved after you retire. You have to do something. And I was asked by a dear friend if I wanted to help with the Holiday Home Tour. Then eventually I was asked to be on the board. And then here I am, president of the board. And so, but it's been just a learning process for me and growing. I have met wonderful people, which they are, they're just delightful. And I just feel so fortunate in all of the volunteer projects that I've been involved in. And the Peoria Historical Society is one of them that has just provided great friendships, things like that. So I got involved in trying to help find ways to, continue on and to help this organization keep going. That's the purpose of our board and everybody.
Right, and I think everybody realizes that once they join the board, it's like preservation.
Yes, it is. We are a working board. Everybody's expected. Everybody is on a committee, and we have collections committee where items are donated to Peoria Historical Society. They decide whether or not they're pertinent to our cause, and we are so appreciative of the donations that people make, with their belongings that maybe they're ready to part with. We have the preservation committee, which works on our house museums, making sure that everything, that we prioritize what needs to be worked on next just to keep it in great shape. Then we have the membership and programs committee, which we talked about a little bit earlier, that are just doing a fantastic job. They are. And we have, our membership has increased thanks to them. And
you're located down on Washington Street.
On Washington Street, yes. And
you store all that stuff there.
Well, we have items stored there, and then we also have items in Bradley Archives.
Okay.
Excuse me, and that was another tour that was allowed this year for interested parties. We took them over to the Bradley Archives so they could see what all we have in storage there.
And you have every age of people kind of interested in this, or is it more our generation?
Mostly our generation.
For right now.
For right now, but we are trying to entice younger people to get involved. The younger people love the Holiday Home Tour, getting in to see the different architecture and things like that. But we are trying to get them involved, maybe become a member. becoming a member is no more, it's individually, it's a $35 donation to become a member, and then it goes up for families and then so on. But there are some perks that you get, and we have a quarterly newsletter that comes out, timeline. You're notified of events coming up that might be of interest to
And
people.
and it is electronic.
It's electronic.
Right.
We're very proud of ourselves that we have become
Send.
Yes, exactly. You can buy tickets online so that you don't have to come down to the office. You can. We'd love to see you if you'd like to, but you can buy tickets for different events on 309tix.com. Go to our website just to check on to see what is happening within the Historical Society, PeoriaHistoricalSociety.org.
I believe it is, yes.
Yeah. And I know, isn't that terrible? You need to.
Well, you're just so used to it, it just happens.
Exactly.
So with this next generation, let's say it's Gen X, millennials, Gen X, what have you found in terms of their interest and being excited about people our age who are accepting their ideas and moving forward with them, because we're all in this together?
We are all in this together. I think, what have I found out with the younger people? I think they're just interested in, seeing things. Some would say, oh, you've seen one old house, you've seen them all.
Right.
Well,
No.
we know that not to be true, but
Right.
they just want events, something that's going to, fellowship type things, I guess,
Right.
that will bring them together and come up with ideas, and we'd love to pick their brains, let them brainstorm a bit and give us ideas as to what would pique your interest. To one young couple mentioned doing like a progressive dinner, starting out at some of the warehouse restaurants down here. Go to first place for an appetizer and have the owner tell about that particular warehouse, what the history was in that one. Then go to the next place for maybe the main course, and the same, and then for
Great
dessert.
idea.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we can get that.
You have to figure out how to get that done.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. No, it's just implementing.
If anybody can do it, you'll figure it
We'll
out.
figure it out, yes.
So what's been the most interesting thing that you have been exposed to that has, lit a light bulb for you? It's like, oh, I didn't know that happened here.
Oh, my. Oh, where do I start? And I hope I can remember it.
Just a little something.
Just a
like
little.
There's different tours. There's walking tours also, like the ghost tour.
Yes,
and
yes.
The
Yes.
Whiskey Baron tour.
Yes, we have Roll Out the Barrel. We have Naughty to Nice, because Peoria was a wide open
It
town
was.
back in the day. Yeah, I mean, there is just, I love the stories about Roll Out the Barrel, the Prohibition, and the stories of Al Capone, or the
Shelton gang.
The Shelton gang,
Right.
exactly. Those I find interesting. I find them all interesting, but that's probably my favorite.
The big
part.
one for you?
Yes.
All right.
yes.
So then you have something coming up. You have a book club that is going to take place.
Yes, and it was just newly announced at the Flanagan House on Glen Oak, and it is.
It's going to be in January.
It's in January 26th.
January 26th. I
At
put
4
it in my
p.m.
notes. Yes.
Yes, and I have it at the bottom of mine.
Okay.
And they'll be discussing The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon, a mystery inspired by the life of Martha Ballard. Martha was an 18th century midwife in Maine, a clever and brave story of scandal and justice. This is a discussion you won't want to miss. So again, that's going to be on Sunday, January 26th at 4 p.m. at the John C. Flanagan House on Glen Oak. So
All right.
check our website.
So parking gets kind of iffy there
It
on
does.
Glen Oak. So where would they park, and would you do a shuttle? Again, they could park somewhere, and you could get a shuttle and shuttle them up.
We
to
could do
Flanagan.
that if there is enough interest. We'll be definitely looking into that. A lot of people, the house next door to them is a longtime Historical Society member, and they're always very gracious about letting people park in their driveway, as well as the Flanagan driveway. And then there is street parking, again, depending on the number of parties interested in this
Okay.
book club.
All right, so let's get back to the homes. The Peoria Historical Society was really gifted those homes, correct? Or am I
We
wrong?
were gifted the Pettingill Morin House
All
by
right.
Miss Jean Morin, and then we purchased the Flanagan House back in the 60s.
Was somebody living there? Or
That I'm not
Okay.
certain, or if
Okay.
it stood empty. I'd have to do my homework on that one.
well, there you go.
Yeah,
I'll have you back when you get the history
Okay,
of
yeah,
that. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. Yeah, but we were gifted the Pettingill Morin House. I don't know if people knew this, but if you've been to the house, you've been told the story that Jack Lemmon was married there
Exactly.
to Cynthia Stone, and there are pictures that they have of them and their wedding. Yeah, there's all kinds of things that have taken place there, and I believe his son, Christopher Lemmon, I think it is. I think he still keeps in touch with the house manager at times.
Okay.
And yeah.
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 So you do have house managers at each of the properties?
We do, and I can't even begin to sing their praises enough. They work tirelessly at each location, and they treat it as if it were their own home.
Right.
They, whether it's maintenance inside, painting, yard work, et cetera, we are so
New
fortunate.
stairs.
New stairs,
yeah.
yes. We did just have, at the Pettingill Morin House, we were in dire need of new stairs and excuse me, and a porch. And our columns, they were in really bad shape. So we were able to raise money. Excuse me, we were able to raise enough money to replace those. And now it has been painted, and it looks gorgeous. It looks
really does.
gorgeous. Now, we put our foot down that the house manager would not take on those projects because she's powerful, but so we hired that out. But they both take great care of the homes, and we are so fortunate to have them. I really don't know what we would do without them.
And the homes are open. I know Pettingill Morin House is open on Thursdays.
On Thursdays from 10 to 2. And then the Flanagan House is open 1 or 2 Sundays a month.
Okay.
And I think it might be from 1 to 4 or something
And
like
again,
that.
check the
website, yes. You know, my brain, I always joke about that, but
Don't we all? But it's very exciting. You have a lot of exciting new things coming up. This book club sounds good. Community involvement, you know, with corporate
yes.
corporate
kind of-
Peoria, corporate Central Illinois
yeah,
being involved.
like a community partnership with us.
Yeah.
Which we always, it is a community sponsor rather than corporate sponsor. We don't
Okay.
want to.
Sorry.
No, that's
Who's done
okay. I
that?
had to look at my notes. So it is community sponsor because we would like anyone who would like to help out.
Right.
And we would greatly appreciate
And you
their
take
partnership.
it any amount of
Absolutely.
partnership.
Absolutely.
If it means to come in and dust the corners a little bit, so help the house
Help the
manager.
house managers.
Or, donate some plants for the planters in the summertime or something.
It could be anything, yeah. And we do greatly appreciate all of our current donors. We can't do things without them. And so we are just trying to, get the word out that we're here. A lot of people don't know about the Peoria Historical Society, and we're just trying to get the word out that it's really a great organization, and the history to be learned is just. It's endless, it is. It's just endless. And
I know. Well, on one of the bus tours that I went on, I learned a few of the things, and so now I can conduct my own if there's somebody in town,
Right.
Just for a short amount of time. I go, let's go for a ride.
Exactly.
But it is kind of fun, when you go to the water district and then up Grandview Drive
Yes.
and just all around. I'll have to take you with me next time because you know all about the whiskey part.
But I can
the roll out the barrel part.
Yeah.
But I can't remember all that. I need to take notes.
It's so interesting. A lot of these warehouses down here housed barrels of whiskey for whether it was Hiram Walker or some of the other distillers that were here prior to. It's fascinating.
Just keeps on keeping on.
It does. It
All
does.
right.
And so I'm excited. That's why with the holiday home tour, I'm excited that we're getting into additional condos that were former warehouses because of the stories behind there. The history is phenomenal.
Well, it'll be fun to find out.
It will be.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks. So they should go online.
They should go online within the next couple of weeks, and tickets will be for sale online, 309tix.com. Look for the Holiday Home Tour, and the VIP tickets, I think, will be out there as well. Or if it's easier, just go to the office to sign up.
You said the VIP tickets, there's a limited amount. So what's the number of that? Or do you remember?
I think last year, I think we had about 40 people.
Okay.
And so probably around the same.
So you want to do that fast?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Once it's-
procrastination is not allowed.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And we promise a great time.
Okay.
It's just always a fun time.
Well, thank you, Susie
Thanks for
Poppenhaus, for
having me.
being here and enlightening us. And we'll learn a lot more about Peoria's history, the area's history, sooner than later.
I hope so. Come join us, please.
Okay. All
Thanks,
right.
Chris.
And thanks for being here with us. It's a fun place to be, fun place to learn about. Stay well, be well.